The broadcast.
All right, good morning, everyone. This is Sam from the National Weather Service in Wakefield. Pretty quiet weather we're expecting to end the week and for the upcoming holiday weekend, so don't have too much to talk about, but I'll just go over our highlights here real quick. We do have continuation of the high pressure overhead, so that should keep us pleasant and kind of below normal temperatures and low humidity, mostly sunny skies, and even some low temperatures falling into the low 50s tonight and possibly the next couple nights. And again, this continues through the holiday weekend, along with dry conditions with very low chances for any precipitation or showers. On the marine side, we are expecting winds to increase a little bit tonight out of the southwest, but otherwise expecting to stay below the small craft advisory thresholds. I will kind of just bring this over here and give us just kind of a brief overview of what's happening right now with the weather. We did kind of have this disturbance swing through the area overnight, which just brought some increased cloud cover for the area. We are kind of clearing out behind that late this morning, so mostly sunny across the area. Could see a couple more of these clouds from the west kind of moving later today, but again, otherwise, staying mostly sunny today. Temperatures as of 11 a.m. are in the mid to upper 70s for the most part. And high temperatures today will generally be in the upper 70s to lower 80s. In terms of the weather pattern next couple days, again, we have high pressure overhead. Similar for tomorrow. By Saturday, we do kind of have this cold front, rather weak cold front that drops through on Saturday. And then kind of behind that front on Sunday, we do get some onshore flow, but again, remaining dry. And then, similar for Monday as well. Perhaps with this disturbance developing well south of the area off the southeast coast, we'll get some increased clouds for the, possibly the southern portions of the area. But again, otherwise pleasant, dry, and rather cool for this time of the year. Here's our holiday weekend look. Looking out for the holiday weekend. Again, nothing really to talk about other than, it's nice, mostly sunny, temperatures in the 70s to mostly lower 80s. Tomorrow looks like the warmest day, kind of ahead of that front on Friday. We can finally say that the rip current risk is low for all our area beaches after an extended period of moderate to high rip risks. So we do have, wave heights 1 to 2 feet and, much better swimming conditions. So again, the ambient temperatures won't be too warm. So then also, as I mentioned before, not really expecting much in the way of precip. Again, there's probably maybe a very low chance of a brief sprinkle or shower by late next weekend across the south with that disturbance. But, otherwise we're remaining dry for the area. Here's a look at just the temperature trends for the highs and the lows through the middle of next week. So again, today around 80, upper 70s, lower 80s. And then tomorrow is our warmest day, perhaps some mid 80s in spots. And then as that front moves through, we kind of drop back into the mid to upper 70s for most of the area for the weekend into early next week. Overnight, we'll kind of remain on the chillier side. So, well inland expecting 50s. And then, as we get closer to the coast, some lower 60s. And then, right along the coast, some upper 60s to around 70. But again, with the low humidity, it should feel quite nice out. Quite refreshing. And then probability of precipitation here, again, pretty much nothing through the weekend. Perhaps just some very low end chances sneaking back in by early next week. We are expected to remain, beyond the upcoming week, near normal temperatures. And then the same for precipitation, near to possibly slightly above normal in the precipitation department. But as I mentioned, with our highs in the upper 70s to around 80, that is a little below normal for this time of year, which is still mid 80s are our typical highs for this time of year. On the tropical side, we're mainly quiet. Fernand was a tropical storm for a couple days, but tropical cyclone, and the Hurricane Center's issued its last advisory on this, so this should disappear soon from the map. And then we do have another area, possibly to watch, which currently has a low chance of development through the next 7 days. But we are in the peak of hurricane season, so just continuing to keep an eye on the areas that are typically favored this time of year, east of the Lesser Antilles, over the main development region, west of Africa, and perhaps slightly higher chances for tropical development as we get into the middle portions of September. Quickly shifting to the marine side, I mentioned southwest winds will increase a little bit tonight, so it could be a little gusty on the bay as well as in the northern coastal waters, but overall expected to remain sub-small craft, through the weekend. As I mentioned, again, the southwest winds here will kind of turn northerly behind the front on Saturday, and kind of just remain, 10 to 15 knots out of the northeast through the weekend. In terms of our, potentially next chance for small crafts would possibly be early next week, but again, it looks quite marginal and gusts only to around 20 knots. Again, after past week of some higher seas, they've kind of diminished to 2 to 3 feet today, and expecting that through the end of the week and weekend. And then as those winds kind of turn onshore, Sunday into the first part of next week, we could get some higher seas again around 4 to 5 feet. So that's all I have. Again, not really too much to talk about, but would be happy to take any questions if there are any.